Assalamualaikum. This is Rokia Sami welcoming you to the English news from Btv-Chattogram. Let's begin with the top stories. Prices of essential commodities remain stable due to budget's impact. Export earning increased by about 26% this June compared to previous year. LGRD Minister calls upon for objective, impartial and courageous journalism to strengthen democracy. First mausoleum of Martyr President Zia Rahman to be built in Chattogram Rangunia, based on model of mausoleum complex in Dhaka. At least 40 killed in road accident in Balochistan of Pakistan. Viewers, those were the top stories. Now moving on to the details. Prices of several essential commodities including loose soybean oil, local onions and broiler chicken have declined in the capital's retail markets, reflecting the initial impact of the government's duty and tax relief measures announced in the national budget for fiscal 2026-27. According to the latest daily market price report of the Trading Corporation of Bangladesh, TCB, prices of a number of kitchen essentials either declined or remained stable over the past week, indicating a positive market response to the government's fiscal and supply side initiatives. The TSB report, compiled from retail markets in different areas in the capital, showed that local onion prices fell to 35 to 45 taka per kilogram, while loose soybean oil declined to 186 to 192 taka per liter. Broiler chicken prices also dropped to 160 to 180 taka per kilogram. Imported garlic to 120 to 210 taka per kilogram, local ginger 130 to 160 taka per kilogram, and cucumber to 50 to 70 taka per kilogram. However, prices of a few items registered slight increases, but prices of most other daily essentials remain stable. Officials and market analysts said the government's budgetary measures, including the withdrawal of source tax on the import of around 60 essential commodities and reductions in advance tax on several food and agricultural products, have started easing import costs and strengthening market confidence. The tax relief covers a wide range of consumer essentials, including rice, wheat, edible oil, onions, garlic, ginger, sugar, salt, fish, poultry products, potatoes, and seeds, with the objective of ensuring adequate supply and containing inflationary pressure. Bangladesh's merchandise export earnings in June this year increased by nearly 26% compared to the same month last year. The growth was driven by increased exports of ready-made garments, leather and leather products, jute and jute goods, home textiles, engineering products and agricultural products despite global economic uncertainty and geopolitical tensions. According to the latest data from the Export Promotion Bureau, EPB, Bangladesh earned $420 crore from merchandise exports in June this year. In the same month of 2025, export earnings stood at $334 crore. This represents a year-on-year increase of 25.91%. The country's leading export sector, ready-made garments, earned $339 crore in June, marking a 21.52% increase compared to the same month of the previous year. The Export Promotion Bureau expressed optimism that if efforts to diversify export products and markets continue, export growth will become even stronger in the 2026-27 fiscal year and contribute positively to the country's sustainable economic growth. BNP Secretary General and Local Government Rural Development and Cooperatives Minister Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir called upon journalists to practice subjective, impartial and courageous journalism, saying that democracy is strengthened only when the media is strong. He made the call at an exchange of greetings with the newly elected Executive Committee at the Anisul Haq Auditorium of Thakurgaon Press Club today. The minister said that journalists will fearlessly present the truth. Those who do good work should be recognized and those who do wrong should be criticized. He said the courage to call white white and black black is the main strength of journalism. One of the most important responsibilities of the media is to highlight the mistakes and errors of politicians and show them the right path. Mirza Fakhrul said politicians are not above criticism. Mistakes can be made while working to meet the expectations of the people. It is the responsibility of the media to highlight those mistakes, ensure accountability, and reveal the truth in the public interest. Deputy Commissioner Mohammad Rafiqul Haq, Superintendent of Police Belal Hossain, District BNP President Mirza Faisal Amin, General Secretary Poygam Ali, and journalists from various media outlets working in the district were present at the event. The first mausoleum of martyr President Ziaur Rahman in Rangunia of Chattogram is going to take shape the style of the mausoleum complex adjacent to the Jatiyo সংসদ Bhavan. BNP Standing Committee member and Social Welfare Minister Professor Dr. A.Z.M. Zahid Hossain visited the mausoleum complex in Zianagar of Rangunia today. MP Humam Kader Choudhury, Chattogram Metropolitan BNP convener, and MP Muhammad Ershadullah and architect Masudur Rahman Khan, the designer of the Ziaur Rahman Mausoleum complex in Dhaka, were present on the occasion. Local public representatives spoke about building a museum and an aesthetic park here to increase the number of visitors to the mausoleum complex. Earlier, upon reaching the memorial, Social Welfare Minister Dr. A.Z.M. Zahid Hossain first paid floral tributes to the memory of martyr President Ziaur Rahman. Besides, MPs Humam Kader Choudhury and Muhammad Ershadullah paid tribute to martyr Ziaur Rahman. After paying tribute, the Social Welfare Minister said the state and development thoughts of martyr President Ziaur Rahman, the architect of modern Bangladesh, are still relevant. He said the people have been taught fabricated history for the past 17 years. In the light of martyr Zia's state thoughts, the work of building a humane state is moving forward under the leadership of Prime Minister Tariq Rahman. Earlier in the morning, Social Welfare and Women and Child Affairs Minister Professor Dr. A.Z.M. Zahid Hossain visited the Institution for Mentally Handicapped Children, Government Children's Family Girls and Children's Home run by the Department of Social Services at Raufabad of Chattogram City, and exchanged greetings with the resident children. The minister handed over merit scholarship checks to 4 children at the event. He said the government is on the side of orphan and helpless children. They need to be established and trained and involved in the mainstream of the society. The Social Welfare Minister called upon the wealthy and party leaders and activists to come forward for this purpose. Later, the minister visited the proposed Children's Development Center for Boys in Raujan of Chattogram. The center will be built on 2 acres of land. Later, the Social Welfare Minister visited the Vocational Training Center for Orphans and Destitute Children in Zianagar of Rangunia and planted saplings there. At this time, educational materials were distributed among the 48th batch students of the center. Members of Parliament Humam Kader Choudhury and Muhammad Ershadullah were special guests on the occasion. In the afternoon, the Minister of Women and Children Affairs visited the homeless child protection community hub run by the Ministry of Women and Children Affairs in Bakolia in the city and distributed clothes and sports equipment among the resident children. Local Member of Parliament Abu Sufyan was present on the occasion. Now, international news. Forty people were killed and 8 others injured when a Peshawar-bound passenger bus fell into a ravine just as it left the Dhanasar area of Balochistan's Shorani district and crossed the provincial border into Khyber Pakhtunkhwa's Dera Ismail Khan today. Rescue efforts were initiated soon after the accident on Balochistan Chief Minister Sarfaraz Bukti's directives. The district administrations from both provinces, rescue and other relevant departments are providing assistance to the affected persons. The authorities said the incident will be investigated to bring the facts to light. The head of the emergency center in Zob told news agencies that the bus fell approximately 70 to 80 feet into the ravine and rescue teams faced significant difficulties during the initial phase of the operation due to the rugged mountainous terrain. Iran's Foreign Ministry spokesman Ismail Baghei said the U.S. has constantly demonstrated its complete contempt for genuine peace and security in West Asia, warning regional countries to draw clear lessons from the U.S.-Israel war on Iran. Meanwhile, more than 20 million people are expected in Tehran for the funeral of former Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei, who was killed at the start of the U.S.-Israel war on Iran. Ceremonies and funeral processions for Khamenei will start on Saturday in Tehran and end on July 9 with the former Supreme Leader laid to rest in his hometown of Mashhad. Venezuelan interim president Delcy Rodriguez announced that the death toll from twin earthquakes that jolted the country on June 24 has risen to 2,595, with more than 11,000 injured. Authorities continue to rescue bodies from the debris. The revised death toll comes soon after the International Monetary Fund (IMF) and World Bank offered aid and credit for recovery efforts after quakes devastated parts of the country. Addressing a press conference on Thursday, the interim leader added that Venezuela is creating a $200 million reconstruction fund. The IMF and money will go to contractors to reconstruct lost homes. Rodriguez told media that there were no plans for mass graves for those killed in the June 24 disaster, as thousands are still reported missing from the double tremors. Venezuela continues to rescue citizens and rebuild infrastructure with the solidarity of 31 countries, multilateral organizations and non-governmental organizations. Russian forces launched a major drone and missile attack on Kiev overnight, killing at least 30 people in what the city's mayor described as the most massive attack on the Ukrainian capital. The head of Kiev's military administration, Timur Tachenko, said 91 people were injured. Mayor Vitaly Klitschko said an ambulance station was among the places hit. Although previous attacks have killed more people, this latest barrage deployed the largest number of weapons on the capital and hit locations over a wide area. Several neighborhoods were evacuated as strikes hit the city hours after Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky warned Russia was preparing an attack. Moscow said its forces hit what it called military plans in retaliation against attacks on Russian civilian infrastructure. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said Russia would continue to increase pressure on the Kiev regime in order to achieve our set goals. Ukraine accused Moscow of targeting civilian areas and said it would be wrong to equate the actions of the aggressor and a country defending itself. Back to national news. The modernization program of the Bangladesh Navy continues to strengthen the country's maritime security, enhance its capacity for patrolling and surveillance in coastal areas, humanitarian assistance and disaster response, and ensure the protection of maritime resources and sovereignty. In continuation of this, the Japanese government representative officially handed over 5 patrol boats to the Bangladesh Navy under Japan's Official Security Assistance OSA. Defense advisor to the Prime Minister, retired Brigadier General Dr. A.K.M. Shamsul Islam, was present as the chief guest in the ceremony. Shimada Tomoaki, Parliamentary Deputy Minister for Foreign Affairs of Japan, among others, addressed the occasion. The Japanese delegation, senior naval officials and other dignitaries were present in the ceremony. In continuation of the long-standing mutual trust, friendship and strategic partnership with Japan, a bilateral agreement was signed between the governments of Bangladesh and Japan in November 2023 to procure 5 high-speed patrol boats. Following this, the boats arrived at Chattogram port in February this year.